Welcome to Kaumudy Global. In a landmark and path-breaking judgment, the Supreme Court recently ruled that any person who conducts the two-finger test on rape survivors shall be guilty of misconduct. The Apex Court remarked that such test re-victimizes and re-traumatizes rape survivors. Any person who conducts the two-finger test or per vaginum examination in contravention to the directions of this court shall be guilty of misconduct, the court said. A bench of Justices Dhananjaya, Chandrachud and Hima Kohli's direction came while restoring the conviction of a rape accused. The court directed the union government as well as the state governments to ensure that the guidelines formulated by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare are circulated to all government and private hospitals. It also directed the government to conduct workshops for health providers to communicate the appropriate procedure to be adopted while examining survivors of sexual assault and rape, and review the curriculum in medical schools with a view to ensuring that the two-finger test or per vaginum examination is not prescribed as one of the procedures to be adopted while examining survivors of sexual assault and rape. The Supreme Court remarked that whether a woman is habituated to sexual intercourse or habitual to sexual intercourse is irrelevant for the purpose of determining whether the ingredients of Section 375 of the IPC are present in a particular case. The so-called test is based on the incorrect assumption that a sexually active woman cannot be raped. Nothing could be further from the truth. A woman's sexual history is wholly immaterial while adjudicating whether the accused raped her. Further, the probative value of a woman's testimony does not depend upon her sexual history, the court said. It is patriarchal and sexist to suggest that a woman cannot be believed when she states that she was raped merely for the reason that she is sexually active, the court said. The court noted that while examining the victim, the medical board conducted what is known as the two-finger test to determine whether she was habituated to sexual intercourse. This court has time and again deprecated the use of this regressive and invasive test in cases alleging rape and sexual assault. This so-called test has no scientific basis and neither proves nor disproves allegations of rape. It instead re-victimizes and re-traumatizes women who may have been sexually assaulted and is an affront to their dignity. The two-finger test or pre-vaginum test must not be conducted, the court said. Although the two-finger test in this case was conducted over a decade ago, it is a regrettable fact that it continues to be conducted even today, the court noted. The court was dealing with a petition filed by the state of Jharkhand against a High Court order concerned, which set aside the conviction of a rape accused. The state of Jharkhand has challenged the judgment of the High Court of Jharkhand dated 27 January 2018. The High Court allowed the appeal by the rape accused and set aside the order of conviction and consequently of sentence passed by the Additional Sessions Judge FTC 2 Deoghar on 10th October 2006 and 11th October 2006 respectively. The Sessions Judge had convicted the man for offences punishable under Sections 302, 376, 341 and 448 of the Indian Penal Code and sentenced him to suffer imprisonment for life. The case of the prosecution is that the convicted man entered the house of the victim and deceased in Naranki village on the afternoon of 7th November 2004. He allegedly pushed her to the ground and committed rape upon her, while threatening to kill her if she sounded an alarm. She called out for help, at which point the respondent allegedly poured kerosene on her and set her on fire with a matchstick. Her cries for help led her grandfather, mother, and a village resident to come to her room. The man is alleged to have fled the scene upon seeing them. The victim's family extinguished the fire and took her to a hospital in Deoghar, where she was admitted and underwent treatment for the injuries sustained by her. but the victim died on 14th December 2004. Now, before concluding, let us see what the two-finger test is. The test is conducted to check whether the victim has had recent sexual intercourse. The test includes an inspection of the hymen. The hymen is inspected as it can be torn only if the woman has had any sexual intercourse. This test was performed on rape or sexual assault survivors. How is the test conducted? The two-finger test is performed by a doctor who inserts two fingers into the vaginal canal of the rape survivor to check the laxity of her muscles and determine if she has been sexually active. Is the two-finger test scientifically accepted? The answer is no. Science has proved that the hymen is not a reliable source of proving vaginal penetration. The hymen, which is a thin membrane in the vagina, can rupture not just during sexual activity but also during day-to-day work or any physical activity, including playing sports. Moreover, in cases of sexual assault against children, the hymen being so deep set often stays intact during penetration. So according to doctors, this test has no scientific backing. In 2018, the United Nations Human Rights, UN Women, and the World Health Organization called for a ban on the two-finger test in order to eliminate violence against women and declared it as medically unnecessary, often times painful, humiliating, and a traumatic practice which must end. But still, the two-finger test continues to be conducted in India and other countries, despite the fact that the rape test kits are being provided by the government to all medical institutions after the Verma committee recommendations. What a pity. I am KC Ashok signing off. Please do subscribe to our channel for more news stories. You may also email us your feedback or news. Our email ID is kaumudyglobal@gmail.com.